Righty.
You are live.
You are live. All right. We got to get Amy. If you could turn your background down of your speaker.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, that sounds much better. Thank you.
Yep, we're getting all people. All right, everybody. How are you? All right. How's everybody doing there?
Hi, everybody. Lynette. Hi from Utah. All right, Jacky. Thank you so much. Notice the weather is all over warming. Very good news.
Can we make an introduction real quick?
Oh yeah.
That
would be the right thing, right?
Yeah. Hey, everybody. As we shared with you yesterday, we have Amy. We have Amy Satori here. She is voted Denver's #1 psychic. So she is going to be here to help us figure out how to be able to tap into our intuition today, how to be able to clear ourselves, how to be able to tap into ourselves, how to be able to close out ourselves. So, Amy, I think we're getting a lot of feedback on your side.
I hear a lot of feedback.
It's like a reverb of some sort.
That's weird. Okay, Cam.
Hold on, everybody.
Yeah, we can hear it. We can hear it when we speak. We hear it back from your computer.
Whatever you just did was a little bit better.
Weird. Okay, because I'm not really doing anything. Echo cancellation.
There you go. That should do it.
Audio. It's already selected.
All right, that sounds
Do
pretty.
You think it?
Yeah, I'm still there. Yeah, I can still.
Do you know what it could be? It could be my heat. So let me go. Let me turn the heat down.
Okay.
Cool. Do you have headphones?
That's what it is. Yeah, you
It's
need
not-
to get headset.
It doesn't integrate.
Oh, that's what it is.
What is it doing? What is
It's
it
like
It's humming.
It's when we're talking, we can hear our voices come right back through your computer.
Is that what you're hearing? I'm just hearing a
Yeah,
humming.
I'm hearing our voices come right back through your computer.
That is so weird. I think it has to do with the studio or something because I Zoom all day long, all over the world, and I've never heard that.
No, all right, okay,
All right,
we'll roll with it.
We'll just roll with
All right,
it.
everybody. But anyway, Amy Satori, Denver's
Screaming.
Denver's #1 psychic.
Take one side out first.
Yeah, Denver's #1 psychic, and basically she's here to help us ground ourselves, be able to go ahead and make sure that we can clear our energies, and also to make sure that we get out of this when we're trying to tap into ourselves in a nice, safe way, right? So no pressure, Amy. But remember today, what we're going to do again is this is the intuitive game here. This is our psychic game here for you people. So
Psychic game show.
Psychic game show. So what that means for you is that we've got the show. Okay, you all have the questions, and we've got our instructor today, Amy Satori, who's going to let us know if we were on point or now. So go ahead and start getting your questions together, get those things in your head right now, and we will start asking those. Remember, when you get those questions, submit those questions. Either myself or April will answer them. Now, you all answer them at the same time.
Well,
too.
no, remember, we'll both answer it, and then because we might have different answers.
Yeah, and then we'll see who's on point there. So there you have it, everybody.
Okay,
all right, now you want to say hello to everybody?
Hello to everybody. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining the show. I hopefully you're not hearing the feedback that we're hearing. So if you are, please kind of just give us a heads up. Hi, Jacky, Michael. I hope I pronounced your name right.
Anik.
Anik, welcome to the show. Whatever you just did, Amy, that took it off. Thank you, Lynette.
Well, that muted her.
I muted myself.
Okay, maybe
why don't you do
mute
that
yourself
then?
while we're
Right.
speaking there, and then we'll bring you on.
Yeah,
that's it.
perfect.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Cool.
That's much better. Thank you so much. Kayla, welcome to the show. Catherine, so happy you guys are here today. Carrie, Grace, Yvonne, Noor, what a beautiful name. Zoe, Chastity. There's our girl. There's Jay. Miss Nixter One, welcome everybody. We're so grateful that everyone is here with us today. Okay, so the first thing, Amy, what we were thinking is we just came off of a show with Mark Atwood. So the energy is like we need to settle our energy down and clear our space. So I think it's great if you can take us through an energy clearing and what you do before you go into any type of a reading. So we can clear our energy
like how we
and
start, and other people learn how they can clear their energy before they get into some sort of. Let me start into my intuitive trance.
Okay, so first thing everybody should know who's watching this, if you want your full benefit of having watched this and asking your questions, my specialty is true love. So if you have any questions about love or the love journey, then
love. Okay.
And I'm a pet psychic, so
Nice.
so those are my two things. So and celebrities. But a lot of people, not many people are dealing with celebrities. So,
yeah.
Okay. In terms of clearing your energy, everything's placebo. So you got to find something you believe in.
Okay.
I mean, that's oversimplifying it, but some people believe, some people cleanse their rocks and some people cleanse their, everything every day systematically. Everybody does it different, and everyone even shuffles different when they do the tarot and all kinds of things. So it's just completely, totally up to, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Is there anything that you say?
Yeah. Well, for me, I speak light language.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times, and I might, depending on, I work with fairies and elementals and all kinds of things too. So I'll just feel into, it's very much, I think we're coming into a time of listening to our intuition on everything. Like there doesn't need to be a certain setup system. It's more like if I go to sit down for a reading, I'll feel or I'll sense that there's some kind of an energy that needs clearing. And so I might, do a light language blessing, or I might imagine that if I feel disempowered somehow, I might imagine a crystal in my belly just radiating out this beautiful light. And I'll hear this high-pitched noise, and I'm creating like a symphony in my mind, and it just completely clears the space. Sometimes I'll sit down and I'll feel like someone, needs some tending to in my energy. So I'll just maybe lend some light language as an intention before I sit down, and it clears things. Or sometimes I ring a little bell because I feel like the fairies want to be a part of whatever's happening.
That's
pretty cool. I love that.
Oh, well, you're gonna buy a bell.
I'm going right to buy a bell.
You're ringing the bell all day, and the dogs are gonna go nuts.
So it's really up to the person, and I think it can actually work to your disadvantage if you have like a system that you try to do every day. Because then if you don't do that thing, you feel like you're cursed or something, and you get all worried, and it becomes like this thing, oh my gosh, I didn't clear my cards today. So
right.
I always have the intention that everything's always working out really beautifully for me. Like everything is as it's supposed to be. And even like the timing of when people will go to a reader and they'll wait. And it's like, go through the wait because the universe is putting it off for a reason. They're going to give you the most honest, truthful, powerful, impactful reading if you wait for the divine timing. And I've seen people kind of like push it, like, oh, come on, hurry up. I want my reading now. And it happens. And it's really wonky energy. It's like their masculine is really wonked out. And it's just like, oh my gosh, I know if they would have waited just another day, it would have been a much better reading for them. So everything is synchronistic, and it almost becomes like life becomes like Morse code almost. Everything, whether a light is blinking on or off, whether the sound is working on the computer or not, or whether you talk to this person and they mention the word Chicago, and 2 readings later, Chicago comes up as an answer for that person, or the knock on the door.
The song Chicago plays on the radio in the car or something.
Yes. Yeah. The text on your packet, with the wording on a package that arrives randomly.
Right.
All of it. It starts to all work together.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you, Amy, for that. I'm going to get the questions are starting to line up. I'm getting through the chat here real time. So yes, please submit. People were asking, should I submit it through the chat? Yes, submit your questions to the chat, and as we scroll down, we'll get to them. So looks like we got our first one up. You ready to play? Everybody ready to play? Amy, you ready to play?
I'm ready.
All right. Okay. So the first question is, you want to read it?
Debt jubilee, true or false? If true, what time frame?
All right. So
you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me use this. Okay, this is a strange answer, but I'm just going to roll with it. It's both true and false, and let me explain with what I got from that. Yes, there is a lot of truth behind it, but there's also a lot of falsehoods behind it as well. In terms of total, complete debt elimination, I wouldn't exactly go to that. Okay, so here's what I'm getting. It's like this whole entire idea of the debt jubilation has been exaggerated. So there are parts of it that are true. To give you an example, you may have heard of people having their college debts already removed. You may have heard of people having their mortgages removed. So yes, there is truth to it, but there's also a lot of falsehoods because, again, it's been exaggerated. So to answer your question, if do you think you're going to wake up one day and poof, all of your debt is going to be magically disappeared into the ether? No, I do not get that. But what I am getting is there are truths to it, but not to the exaggerated level that it's being talked about. In terms of a time frame, stop. You guys have got to stop with the time frames. This is like causing people literally like to suffocate themselves. And by hanging on a date, it's preventing people from creating their own Nasara. It's preventing people from creating their own debt jubilee because they're always waiting for it's coming out this weekend. 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 So I would say let go of the time frame, create your own debt jubilee, and again, it's both true and false. What'd you get?
Well, Amy, I don't think I'm even going to go after that one, so I'm going to just let you.
Why? Well, what's your answer?
I pretty much thought it was a good answer. I really thought it was a good
answer.
answer.
Forget about what do you think? It's a good answer. What's your answer?
I definitely would have said the same thing. I would have said yes, that there is a debt jubilee, but it's your own debt jubilee. I don't think there's a magic wand coming. And again, forget off the date. I totally believe with that. I think that they can do it themselves, but I don't know. What do you think? How'd we do?
Well, it's so funny because like for months before all of this happened, I kept telling all of my watchers, you guys pay off your debts, pay off your debts, pay off your debts, pay off your debts. So when I started hearing about this debt jubilee, I was like, why was I pressing them so hard for one, to buy gold, and for two, to eliminate their own debt? Then I heard probably Alexandra, who examines the Bible on YouTube. She's incredible. If you oh my gosh, you guys got to check out her channel.
I will. So, thank you.
Yeah, it's amazing. So she talks of how there is like two, what are they called? Like two, in a sense, two devils. There's the one of darkness, and then there's the one of light, and then Jesus comes, right? So the one of the dark is the one we're facing right now, that's coming down and crumbling now. And that's the ugly, real, like disgusting stuff. That's the rat stuff. Then you go into a time of Lucifer's reign. Luce is of the light, and pretends to be of God.
Right.
And a promise of all of this money showered down. Come to me, children. You'll be okay now. The big monster is gone. Mm-hmm. You're safe with me. But it's all about money, and it's all about comforting you and giving you the security through money. So I do feel it's already, there's a quantum financial system that Russell-J. Gould has talked about.
That one, I remember.
We know him very well, yes.
Amazing man. I love his vibes so much, and I can't wait to see him come out more and us learning about the difference he's made. But I feel like the quantum financial system's been going in the background for a bit now, probably since I thought it was going to get going in August, but it feels more like October. But I feel like there's already something running in the background. People are already getting their debts forgiven. I'm hearing about the mortgage and all that kind of stuff. But going forward, if I feel like if they offer you some kind of big thing, just look at the fine print.
Right.
Because she talks about how there's something like about Saint Germain. Like if there's the words Saint Germain in it, then it's like of Lucifer. She just picked up on all this stuff and looked at all this data and everything she's been analyzing.
I just asked that question to Gene yesterday.
And someone emailed me this morning, Amy. They said, hey, we wanted to know, we're doing this class, and what we needed to know, how do we interpret Saint Germain? So right. I think you got your answer, young lady, if you're watching this show live.
Yeah.
I feel like I asked this morning.
There are just like Mother Teresa, we would never think,
Right. Little old Mother Teresa.
Yeah, and she figured out like what the image of the beast is. She figured out what all of you guys got to just check it out. It's amazing. But when she said that, I was like, oh, here's bad cop. The Satanists were the bad cop. Now we're going to the good cop. Oh, you're safe here with me. They're both offering safety and security in in what they have to offer. But that's where we have to go within and empower ourselves to become completely self-sufficient, self-reliant, self-soothing. We need to become, listen to our own intuitions, become empowered in every single way, to be autonomous and to be, the sovereign beings that we're designed to be.
All right.
And one of my favorite things that Russell said in one of his talks.
You're a Russell fan, aren't you?
Oh gosh. But he talked about how there's been such an emphasis in the news about the past and the future, when he goes, that's by design, you guys. When we're present, we're powerful. We have all we need, and we attract all the incredible opportunities we need, and all that debt's going to be gone. But it won't necessarily be through some kind of system that is offering to save us. So just be leery. Just be leery of the good cop as well as the bad cop. If you can ride this whole thing out, listening to your intuition, on the other side of it, Jesus comes, and here we go.
Thank you, famous psychic number 1 from Denver. Let's get to our next question here from C. Callie. Namaste to you. How can you tell if you are connected to a false twin flame?
Jay, you can take that one first.
Holy crap, that's a heavy question. A false twin. Okay, how can you tell if they're connected to a false twin flame? Okay, I would say this. This is my knee-jerk reaction. If you don't feel like you want to argue with this person ever, and you're just, it's all just boom, 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 just nothing there, and you're one of those that say that, oh, we never argue, I would say that's
not your twin flame.
Why you answer my question? That's my question. My gosh.
Sorry.
My turn. Oh my God. I would say that's not your twin flame. That would be my answer.
Might be your soulmate.
I mean, well, maybe something, but I think that's a false twin flame if you don't argue with them.
Okay, I'm going to answer that question now.
I'll tell you why I say that real quick, because I heard someone say the other day, I'm like, oh, you know what? It's like someone said something along the lines that they divorced, but they don't understand why they divorced. They never argued.
Seriously.
So anyway, I know that's my answer. Go, what's yours?
Yeah, exactly. That's yeah. Okay, there's a lot of misconceptions with twin flames. There's this idea that you're just going to go prancing and lolly, like skipping through the fairy fields with your twin flame. Wrong. I could tell you a twin flame relationship is by far, hands down, the most difficult relationship of your entire life. It's the most beautiful relationship, but it's also the most difficult. So, listen, a lot of relationships are difficult, but twin flame relationships are so unique that immediately, you're not even thinking about it. Immediately when you have that twin flame connection that it's not of this world. So if you meet someone and you didn't get that type of a feeling, chances are they might be a soulmate or a great love or whatever. But when you meet your twin flame, you know it immediately. There's just no and if or buts about it. You feel this instant connection of like, I've known you my entire life and we've been together. Stop, Jay.
Oh, sorry.
And we've been together. Jesus, let me finish it. And we've been together for many, 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 many lifetimes. So that's my answer to that. But let's ask the relationship expert.
So I just made a video on the different types of true love on my channel. But okay, so the twin flame, the false twin flame, my definition of it, and I make things like overly simplistic, but I do it for a reason, is basically, you're totally right about the twin flame. There's definitely going to be conflict, but it's conflict that gets resolved and worked on. And you guys work together as a team to heal one another, and you're a perfect complement for each other. So it's very rewarding because like you may have a pig pen of a house, but then you clean it all up together. And then it's like, wow, look at this that we created. So it's very rewarding in the way that you both come in with damage, but you build and build and build, and you build the trust and rapport. And it turns out to be like a masterpiece, as you learn to work together and all the components start coming together. A false twin flame for me is that they're usually a psychopath or a sociopath, and you figure that out. They just have no empathy whatsoever. They have no kindness in them at all. Mm-hmm. And you may have the same signs and synchronicities and see all the numbers, and you're like, really get along really great with the person. But then you see that they're totally void of kindness, and you're just like, okay, no, that's definitely not a twin flame. A twin flame at its core is going to be kind, is going to be compassionate, is going to be a loving person, even if they're disguising it with lies for a while, because during the separation period when they're apart from each other and they're kind of turning their back, or one's turning their back on the other for a bit, they still have that kindness at their core. They still have that, they're good people. So that's been my definition. And a soulmate to me is somebody that you just meet and it just clicks with and there's just zero problem. I mean, it's just like so easy and so comfortable. And some people go with the soulmate because they're so tired of the back and forth runner chaser thing. But then once they go with the soulmate, sometimes they wonder if they could have had something more passionate and more exciting, with the twin flames. So you really have to decide what it is that you want. Exactly. And where you can make the biggest impact,
Not everybody ever meets their twin flame, and sometimes you may not even meet your soulmate. If you're lucky enough to meet your twin flame, it's not an easy relationship, but it's a very beautiful relationship.
Put your armor on.
Put your full armor on and
helmet on with the face mask.
Exactly. Work through it because the benefits by far outweigh the negatives. So just know it's not going to be an easy ride.
All right. So on that note, let's go to pets.
All righty.
Let's go to animal. Hello, Jane. Okay. We let our sweet family dog, Arley, cross the rainbow bridge yesterday. Any messages from me? So Arley crossed the rainbow bridge yesterday. Is there any messages for Teresa from Arley? Arley's the dog.
Arley's just full of love, 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 love. Thank you for being such a beautiful family to her. I'm just getting the feeling of like she loved you as much as you loved her. And just want to thank you she wants to thank you for just giving her a really, really wonderful, wonderful life. I just get a feeling of absolute, bouncing around, happy, healthy, joy, just wonderful.
Arley.
Well,
I think Arley right now is probably like, hey, thanks for everything. And, just I'll be back here. So I'll be back here, when you're ready.
Yeah.
And I think Arley's also letting you know to look out for Arley incarnate, which I think can happen at any moment if you keep an eye out. So if you want another Arley, I think keep your eyes open. I think you'll find that spirit of Arley come right through pretty fast, is what I think. Okay. Amy?
The first thing I saw with Arley is you putting your hand down and Arley coming up and I thought Arley was a cat for a minute because she was like nudging your hand, like pet me. So she's making her eyes like some of those, those little Japanese animal dolls where their eyes are huge, all black with a little tiny dot, like all sad, like filled up with tears. She's like doing that type of, she's showing me that. Like, so she really misses you. She feels very sad about having left, but also really grateful for the way that you took care of her and the way that you helped her pass. In terms of like coming back around, I feel like I kind of feel like she might want to take a little bit of a break because it just feels like there are some projects that you have to complete first without her in the way. It's like now that she's gone, you can just focus on some things you got to get done. But it feels like when your life is a little bit more solid, maybe in a year or two, she's planning to come back, and I think she wants to experiment with being another little animal. Maybe it is a cat, since I was feeling that. Yeah, I think she wants to just see. Maybe a lizard. Maybe a lizard too.
Oh my gosh!
All right. Yeah. Maybe y'all will be lizards. All right, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Everybody, learn this is how you start. You got to practice, right, Amy?
I do want to share one thing with you though, with animals and reincarnation, and I'm going to share this real quick because we've experienced it. And if I hadn't experienced it myself, I wouldn't believe it with my own two eyes. But our last set of dogs, they lived almost 19 years, like 18 and a half years. And the one, Zoe, she was the love of my life. I mean, there's just no question about it. I love this dog more than any animal I ever had. I was truly devastated when she left. But animals have no karma. So their soul can go up and their soul can come right back down quickly. As a matter of fact, they can even, I don't know if Amy has ever experienced this, but they can split they can still be alive here, but also have their soul go and transfer into another animal at the same time, where they're still here on the earth plane. So you don't have that transition period of without them. And I didn't discover any of this until a few days after my love, Zoe, passed away. And they said, you know what? Go back and get her. Actually, I take that back. I found out a few days before she was ready to pass. They put her in this chamber, the breathing chamber, and I was able to take her home for like a day. And then she passed after that. And during that period is when I found out about it. And they said, you know, talk to her and let her know that you want her to come back and that you want her to come back right away. And I really couldn't believe it. I was but I had nothing to lose. So I figured, let me just try it. And 3 days later, I found her. And I said to Zoe before she left, I'm going to know when it's you, when I see a picture with a little, because she was a Shih Tzu and they always have their tongues hanging out. I said, I'm going to know when I see the picture because you'll have your tongue hanging out. And I went through, I'm telling you, I'm not even exaggerating when I say I went through thousands of pictures on the internet looking, everywhere under the sun. And I went to all the local places around here. I ended up finding her in Fort Lauderdale from the picture where she had literally had the little tongue hanging out. And as soon as I saw the picture, I had that instant connection. I knew it was her. And we went and picked her up. And it is Zoe incarnate, different body, totally different body, but the exact identical personality and traits of Zoe. It was just an absolutely extraordinary experience. So, Amy, if you want to share anything on that, if you've ever experienced anything like that.
Yeah, they're a perfect example of how energy works. It just transmutes and changes. I mean, I've seen them drop bodies like their clothing, just taking off, putting on your pants, and it's like, like no big deal. They just go here, they go there, they go there. There's even a general cat consciousness that can go into a cat that's suffering. It's crazy. I've seen it happen where they just
a general cat consciousness. Is that what you said?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I knew this one cat and she was like my best friend, and I left her, and when I came back she was gone, and the cat was still operating, it was still walking around, and they had to put it to sleep, but I could tell she wasn't there anymore. I looked in her eyes and I was like, wow, she's gone. So I was like, so what's operating her body? And I just felt this general cat consciousness. This is how cats act. This is how they walk. This is how they jump up on things. This is how they eat. It was operating her body for whatever reason that needed to continue happening, probably because they had children. Mm-hmm. So they wanted it to. I don't know why they would decide to put a general consciousness in her, but she was gone. She was not there anymore. Hmm. So it's amazing. It's amazing how they switch.
That is
people
amazing.
Can too. People can
can
do that.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what we got here. When will the med beds be made to public to use? When will the med beds be made available? I would imagine is what you're asking, AC Clayton, to the publics to use. What do you think?
I don't know why I keep feeling March. March just came to me, but I'll be shocked because March is we're in March. Maybe it could be March of next year. I have no idea. I know there's a lot of people wanting it to happen, and the idea of the med beds are extraordinary. And obviously, yes, there's the technology already out there. There's no question about that. But when will it be released to the public? I don't know why I got March. I said, if it's March of this year, that would be miraculous. It could be March of next year. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know why March came though.
I would say we're not. I don't think anything's happening in March of this year. I mean, that's like a month away. I don't think that's going to happen. Shocked. That's not a negative. I'm not. I'm just giving you my gut feeling
March
on this one. But
I
don't know about March at all. I don't know about. I'm not getting any month per se. But I think we're still a bit of ways for that to be out from public use. Mm-hmm. For public use, I think I would imagine that they have that technology that's made available to certain segments. But I think for public use as a general, let me make my med bed appointment.
Yeah, no.
I don't think that's. I think we're probably going into next year.
Next year, maybe it is next March.
I don't know.
This March, I just cannot possibly see how they'd be able to roll that out at a public level.
I don't know.
So, Amy, what do you think?
Well, do you guys remember how fast plexiglass went up?
Yes.
And lasers.
Right.
Ready to go?
Yes.
Are you kidding me? How did lasers get in the hands of everybody? Everybody was,
Exactly.
all of a sudden had a laser and plexiglass.
Right.
It's like, how was there even what? So yeah, I don't. I mean, logically, I totally agree with you, Jay. Like, logically, yes, but intuitively, I feel like March is going to be when it's made known to the public that they exist. Like, I think that it's going to be used on the victims of all the sex trafficking stuff. You know,
That would be interesting. So March, maybe then it will be disclosed to the public.
Yeah, and then I feel like it's going to be opened up to everyone else. Probably
nice.
June. I feel like June.
Oh,
So,
right.
Wow.
Cool.
Wow.
Fingers crossed. That timeline I'm tapping into, it rolls out fast.
All right.
It does.
Right on. That's
So,
awesome.
I mean, you do have a good point. How fast did the nail salons and all the restaurants and all the stores get the plexiglass up? It was like, boom, it's there. I'm like,
unbelievable.
and they had not only that, but how about when they had all the digital menus and every, I mean, it was
Ah,
crazy.
just overnight. Boom.
Overnight.
Everybody had it.
Yep.
Everybody was doing it.
Right.
How? Like, what? Obviously, there was a plan.
Right. Exactly.
You want to read the next one?
Okay, Cynthia, please, what is my dog Chico allergic to? He has horrible skin issues. Okay, I'm just going to throw this out there, which was my first intuition. Oh, Jay, you just lost
Oh,
it.
shit. Sorry.
Hold on. Yeast. It feels like he has it feels like it's a yeast infection. So, where is it coming from? Is it coming from the food? Is it coming from the grass that he's lying on? I feels like normally yeast comes from food, but why does it, I'm getting a feeling like maybe is it the chemicals of well, I don't know where you live. I mean, you might be living in snow, so I don't know why I'm getting grass, but I'm thinking that's what the two things I got was it's coming from the food, like it's a yeast, but then why am I getting grass? But who knows? You could be living in a warm weather climate. So, Jay.
Yeah, I think it's food myself personally. I think that either you're mixing the wrong food or doing it. I think try process of elimination of some sort and figure out, is there anything new that you introduced to Chico's diet? You know what I mean? And that started this thing, is, you know what I mean? If you can try to walk yourself back a little bit, is there anything new that you introduced? If it is, try moving that back. But it definitely seems like it's food there. And by the way, I want to give while we're talking about the Chico's allergies, don't forget, if you like, go to hempworks.com/spiritually raw. We got 3 dogs and we give them CBD every day, and they don't have skin issues. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen for Chico, but I know ours don't.
Sorry, it's not going to hurt though.
Yeah, but it won't hurt there. But that would be my thing right there.
Amy, what do you think's going on with Chico?
Poor Chico.
Well, I got that it was grain or corn, but some kind of a filler. Yeah, some kind of a filler in the food.
Yep.
So I think a better quality food, and I'm sure that you've tried a better quality food, but try one that's grain-free, or try one that's more, I mean, the fewer ingredients on the back of the bag, the better.
How about no bag and just human food?
Oh, well, it depends. Yeah, it depends on how you prepare it, for sure. So, I mean, my cats have a raw
no
meat
sauteed
diet.
with garlic and olive oil, none of that?
Carnivores, yeah. I mean, there's so many great diets out there. One of my cats eats, raw chicken, and the other will only eat like sardines. So, yeah, you can just figure out what they like, but look up a bunch of you could look at homemade diets online for dogs and see, because that would be even better, of course.
Yeah. You know what? Also is an excellent product, and you can read the testimonials because it's cured lots of allergies for dogs too. What do we have the dogs on? What is it called?
Oh, and they're not even paying us. Dinovite.
Dinovite, yeah. Dinovite.
That's great.
Yes. So look into Dinovite and read the testimonial. I mean, there's pages of testimonials.
It does help them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll check it out. Good luck to Chico. Chico, sorry you're suffering. That sucks.
We put them on the Dinovite as part of their daily diet, but it also cures so many ailments.
I really do. All right.
Go
ahead.
Let me offer up a blessing for Chico.
Oh, that's nice.
It can bring in some clarity to the owners, and it can also help aid his in his issue. So, Hamamama nate la shensin kena hae pompo pomama anate kent tais sa she pampai nate He may actually have asthma or something. I feel like something with his breathing when I did that, because he breathed a breath of fresh air. When I did that, he just went, "Oh, thank you, I can breathe." So that's something you might want to look into too.
Well, the other thing too, if he has allergies, it probably is affecting his breathing.
Can we just really quickly talk about the elephant in the room?
With the whole thing she just did?
Yeah. No, that went over everybody, right? So I'd like to think we should appropriately address it.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll find another question. Go ahead.
That language, that's interesting. Yes, can you just explain to us that real quick?
It's the language of the soul, and anyone can learn it. And it's not like you learn the alphabet. It's not like a learning, a logical learning thing. It's more of an intuitive thing that you tap into, but it's basically the most ancient language we can speak is our own soul speak. So it amplifies energy like a pyramid does. And it just, whatever intention you put out, it just really, it puts it out there really beautifully, smooths it out, makes it go easier, faster. I've helped people sleep better. I've been able to heal ailments and all kinds of incredible things through using my intention and using the light language and using a combination of that and Qigong. It's
hold on.
a healing thing, and it's a really incredible method.
Hold on 1 second. Hang on. What did you just hit?
Let me see.
Hold on.
Hold on.
What did you just hit?
Hold on.
Hold on. No, you hit something.
I know.
Muted. Mike is not muted.
Unmute.
There you go. Amy, can you hear us now?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hit my keyboard. Sorry, everybody. Okay.
Thank you.
So Jacky, I'm going to give this question for Jacky Allen. She goes, I only got one question to ask. All right. So we only got one to answer. And for us, okay, is it safe for any of us to come out, talk openly on the same level as Gene? I would imagine you're referring to as Gene Decode. I listened to him last night. He's speaking the truth. So what Jacky wants to know is it safe for her to come out to talk openly on the same level as Gene?
Well, I don't know specifically which part, because Gene covered a lot of territory on the show last night that we launched. If anybody, it's titled Gene Decode, the thumbnail, and it's called Planet. It says Planet X on it. So I'm not exactly sure specifically what you're referring to, but to answer your question, is it safe for any of us to come out to talk openly? I'm not sure if you're referring to censoring as well, or if it's just a block that you're having and you're asking, is it okay for us or me to come out and talk openly? So if that's the case, yes, absolutely. That's the whole point of raising the vibration, raising the vibration and raising human consciousness. That's the only way we're going to get there. And the more that people start speaking their truth and start opening up your throat chakra and opening up your heart chakra, the faster we will all have 5D experiences, the faster we will all collectively raise the vibration, and the quicker we will raise human consciousness.
So I would say, if you think it, say it, and just feel good about saying it. So if it's coming in your mind, and it's coming in your mind a lot, then I think it's some sort of message or some sort of nudging from your higher self to say, go ahead and do it. Just have some courage. So if you think it, say it. I mean, get on one of these shows, talk about it, and you'll get comfortable with it and just build your confidence with it. But if you're thinking it right now, I think you already know the answer to it, Jacky, which is yes, it's safe, or it's time for you to come out anyway. That's what I think.
All right, Amy, psychic Amy.
Rated number 1 in Denver.
Best of Boulder.
Boulder.
3 years consecutive.
Nice, congratulations.
Thank you. So I would say watch Patriot Street Fighter every day at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, whatever that is for your time zone, because he'll get you all amped up. Safe. I would say you're less safe, you're more at risk if you stay quiet. Because what kind of life are you creating for us by staying silent? That's the whole problem. Everybody just complying right now. It's like it's almost like actually he actually said this in one of his talks, pushing everybody to the front of the line and being the last to die, in the end, you're still going to die, but you're just like prolonging it by pushing everyone. Let them all go first. Let them all talk and chop their heads off. The more of us rise up and we're willing to die, the more of us that rise up and say, I don't want to live for whatever life we're creating. If we can't have this freedom, if we're going to be turned into robots, and if we're going to be like sex trafficked, no, thank you. Whatever that is in the future, I don't want it anyway. So I'd rather have them kill me off, So safe really isn't very safe. Safe is the more risky thing. So I would say go balls out. Go everywhere. Talk about it everywhere you possibly can. Talk about it. I just did a talk on my channel. If you want to go check it out, it was with Dana Bush, the jewelry designer. We talk about the way that you can talk about this with people who totally oppose it. So we talk about the psychology of it, the way we get tricked, the way we're getting that this is a total, psychological attack that we're going through. So it's kind of like, should you allow yourself or your captor, the person who's taken you, kidnapped you and put you in their home, is it okay to go tell people what he's done or what she's done? Well, the more you comply and you sit there and you just take their instruction and you keep letting them hurt you, you're going to let them do that to other children. It's a great analogy because you're allowing that. You're being the very child. You staying in that environment and not fighting that person who caught you, or not trying to run out the door and bolt and go tell the nearest adult what happened. You're allowing them to do that to lots of other children as well. So the more we rebel against it, the better. I mean, I try not to wear a mask anywhere at all, ever. If I will avoid going into a place if they make you wear a mask. And I tell people, please let me know if you don't wear a mask, because I will give you all my business and I will send everybody to you. Anybody who's not reinforcing this nonsense, I am all about it, and I will shout it from the rooftops to everybody. I'll go to towns. I drive hours away to find towns that don't enforce it so that I can hang out in those towns, literally.
Oh, I'm sure. Absolutely.
I quit my job. Because I couldn't take it anymore, because I was working at the Lighthouse as their featured psychic for on Saturdays for a long time. But I finally gave that up, because people would come into me and I would almost want to cry, because they'd sit down and they'd say, can I take my mask off? And I would be like, yes, please. But I knew that they could see me through the cameras. And I knew that if I didn't have my mask on and if they didn't have their mask on, I would get in trouble. And I thought, I cannot do this anymore. Because I was like, take the damn mask off. What are you doing with that silly thing on your face? Take it off. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah, so I finally had to leave. I finally had to quit, because I was like, if you guys are just going to conform, then I can't be here. I can't be part of this anymore. So
I want to address this, Rick Jacobs. Psychics, you need Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit.
Hey, Rick.
Okay, so you're either one of two things. You're either a troll. Well, you don't know that, number one. Or because you knew going into this show exactly what the show is about, right? Or you're just trying to convert us in some crazy way. So, but I'm going to address this for a second. Jesus himself, you want to believe it or not, you can call it a million different. He was intuitive. He was psychic. He was a ascended master. He was a visionary. He was everything and is everything that we are talking about right now. He was a prophet, right? So everything that you think that you're believing that is against Jesus is everything that Jesus is for: prophesizing, healing, spreading love, sharing the message, speaking your truth. Jay?
Oh, okay. That was a question?
No, I'm just saying, is there anything that you wanted to share?
I think he's just sharing his opinion, but I think so too. I think the same. I think the biggest misconception. Well, I think the biggest part about it is that I think when a psychic says, I'm channeling, and then a Christian says this is prophecy, it's the same thing, I think, right? You know what I mean? So I don't understand. It's kind of like the same thing. So
it's a play on words.
I think it's a play on words, and I think it's just passion in your faith. So God
Amy,
bless
what's your thoughts on
what's that?
You, the psychic, and you should be,
I was one of them. I used to be like him. Yeah, I was very, very religious until I realized that all religions were based on Satanism and Luciferianism. So, yeah, they've really messed with the Bible. And so we're going to need a re-education for the Christians. We seriously are going to need a re-education for all that they've learned, because there's so many half-truths in all of it. But absolutely, Jesus was an incredible manifester. He was, I call it holding hands with God when you're filled with the Holy Spirit and you are present in the moment. That enlightenment experience we talked about on our last talk, that was the Holy Spirit filling me. I was in the kingdom of God within me. I was living within the kingdom of God. And Yeshua is one of my best friends. I talk to him all the time.
Aww.
And I doubt the person who made that comment is talking to Jesus on a regular basis or hearing him, because he's so blocked with his beliefs. He wouldn't let Yeshua in if Yeshua wanted to say something very loving and comforting even to him. Because he would be thinking, that's of the devil. I can't be listening to any kind of voices. I can't be, you know what I mean? He's so opposed. You can get so legalistic that you shut yourself out from God itself, you know?
So, all right.
that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, Rich, hang in there, buddy. Come back around. Maybe we'll convert you.
Well, we'll see.
All right.
He has a lot to say.
He's passionate.
No, he's a troll, Jay. He's saying the same thing over and over. Hold on. Give me this.
No.
You know what, Rick?
Rich.
I'm sorry. You know what?
He's not a troll.
He is a troll.
Is he a troll, Amy?
Yes.
Yeah, he's definitely a troll.
I'm a top user. Thank you. Bye.
You know, okay, so somebody who takes personal responsibility and somebody who's doing their own personal growth, which Jesus would want us to do, and he all inspires us all to be like him, not put him up on a pedestal, but he wants us to be and act like him. People like this who feel that they have to attack, that's totally those people in their ego, and they're listening to the devil on the shoulder. You can always either listen to the devil or the angel on your shoulder, and that people like that who feel they have to attack, they're totally listening to the devil. And why even listen to what they have to say? If you have a problem with what somebody has to say, just tune out. You don't ever have to attack somebody that's, I've heard people go, do you believe in this reader and that reader and that? And I just say, if I don't feel right about it, I just don't watch them anymore.
Exactly.
They're on their path. They're all doing it, what they're doing for a reason. It's all divinely guided. So.
Hold on. I want to just tag on something that you just said. So if someone like this Rich, the attacker, we'll call them the Jesus attack, the Bible attackers, right? So are you saying that they're actually they're tapped into a very dark entity themselves?
A lot of them are possessed, or I was
going to say actually.
That's why it's important that they're paid to do it, which is kind of the same thing.
Right.
But they, it's basically our ego. Our ego takes us over and makes us argue with everybody about everything. I mean, even they were when the big conference, the big Truther conference that just happened, there were those people who were picking on each other and everything. And it's just like, okay, well, when you learn to take personal responsibility, you learn to have a real sense of humor about things. You learn to laugh about everything. You don't think much seriously, and you allow people. You have the grace to allow people to be who and what they are. Right. So it's the ego that's that little devil on our shoulders, and whether it's an entity that's jumping into their body and wreaking havoc, or it's just them overly identifying with their identity as Sam or Tom or whatever. This is who I am and this is what I do, and I'm sticking to my guns and I'm a Christian, and any of that kind of real kind of energy, which is, you're either real fluid or you're real if you're then you're basically being led by evil now.
Exactly.
By the ego.
And regardless of your faith, I mean, just be open, like you were saying. I like that. Just be open to the possibilities that someone else may have their version of truth that actually may be true. So, I don't think anybody was there 2,000 years ago that I know anybody that. So nobody can say anything other than what we got. I think that goes around the world. We got time for one more question, yeah?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Can you read that one now?
I can't. You got it. It's too small in there. Hold on.
You went back. Okay, what is the person's name? Is it Becky?
Maybe a couple more. We'll try to squeeze in what you guys got. Hang on.
Let me see if I can get back to Becky.
I know what it is, though. Please tell me if my cats and dogs are being poisoned.
Okay.
Of course they are.
Hold on. You're not going to like this answer, but I'm just going to say it. And maybe Amy will correct me if I'm wrong. But the first intuition I got was yes, by you, by what you're feeding them, by what you're giving them, not unintentionally. Not are you intentionally poisoning them. You're unintentionally poisoning them by what they're digesting. Don't shoot the messenger.
That's what you're getting. Huh? Are your dogs
Jay,
poisoned?
try it.
Holy
What
crap.
did you get?
Man.
Unintentionally. I'm not saying intentionally. I'm saying unintentionally.
Yeah, I would go with that too. I would say that, you know, there's I don't think it's an intentional thing going on there. I don't think that at all. I think if they're sick or something, then it's probably just, again, they're being poisoned by what they're ingesting. Or you're leaving some shit out. I know what it is. You're leaving some shit out.
The environment. I
Like,
think they're picking up funky energy in your
there's
environment as well.
What do you call it? What's that stuff called?
The floor cleaner?
The floor cleaner stuff like that is all. Whatever. It could be anything like that. I don't know. Amy, where were we at on that one?
Amy, help us.
Jeez. God.
What's your psychic answer?
You're laughing a little too much.
No. Right off the bat, I got no, not being poisoned. I think the person asking this is just like maybe suspicious of the neighbors or something like that. And something like that. I don't feel like there's anything malicious going on. But I do, when Jay talked about the floor, there could be some kind of a chemical in the environment that's making them feel nauseous. But
right, like unintentionally.
Yeah, I don't think that they're really like sick, bad, like the owner thinks that they might be. I think it's just like not feeling real great, like just nauseous, just kind of nauseous and lethargic a little bit. So
wait a second. So could it be that they are unintentionally making their animals sick via whatever their cleaning products are in their house that's making the animals sick?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So I would say go with more organic products.
Natural products.
Try to go more natural with everything.
Before we get to the next question,
yeah,
we can. But before we do that, can you get in the thing? I want to put Amy's website up real quick.
Yeah.
Amy, give me your website real quick.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to do that from the beginning. I apologize.
It's www.amysatori, SATORI.com. And my channel is just, if you put in Amy Satori on YouTube, then that'll get you there. It has a pink lotus. That's me. Also, I'm Amy Satori on Instagram. Also, if you go to all the other alternative websites, I've been trying to put a lot of videos up there as well. And with all of those, it's Awakening with Amy.
Awakening with Amy.
And if you guys didn't catch the show that she was on, you can check it out on YouTube and also spirituallyraw.live. And the thumbnail says, you cannot miss it. It's Amy, a beautiful picture of Amy sitting in a pink lotus. And the title is 5D Expert. So make sure you check it out and all of her links.
AmySatori.com, everybody. That's her website right there. So make sure you grab that one. Okay, we got another one that we can do?
Yep. And we'll also have her links in the show description as well. Hold on. I get away. I don't know if that's a question or not. Okay, hold on.
Hey, I just want to thank you guys too, because you got me hooked up with HempWorks.
Oh yeah, isn't it the best?
Are you having a positive?
I told you would love it. It's the best. Your hair is bouncing and behaving. You see that?
I love the hair products. My hair is just so light and fluffy. I just pet it all the time and smell it. And I
love the smell of it. I love the hair product. It makes you feel like you're like in a high-end spa.
Yeah.
Good for you, Amy. Good for you.
Oh,
hey,
nice.
You want to read that?
Yep. Okay, Amy, ready? I have a lot of debt. Deciding if I should file bankruptcy or not. Thoughts, please. Okay, so hold on. Diane, hold on. Should she file bankruptcy? I'm getting no. I'm getting no. I'm just getting a no. What about you?
Yeah. No. I mean, yeah. Like no, I wouldn't right now.
Yeah,
no.
Amy.
I also get a no.
Yay!
Finally.
Oh, it's
It took a damn hour.
Okay, let me give you my reason why I think she shouldn't, and then let's see if we're all okay. So Why shouldn't she file bankruptcy? Right, file bankruptcy. I'm getting, even though you feel like it's a lot of debt, it's not as bad as you think. Number one, and number two, I don't know why. I'm just gonna say, I just felt like you're gonna down the road regret it. You're gonna be like, darn, I wish I hadn't done that.
I think for this person that was asked the question, personally, what I think is, I think if you just take a minute to breathe, just take a second to breathe, and just kind of clear yourself and get in the present as much as you can. You're gonna find out there's gonna be amazing opportunities your way coming. Like,
you can get out of your debt.
You can get out of your debt pretty fast.
Why.
So
yep.
I think that whether it ends up being forgiven, like Ann says, or whether something is, but I think right now the most important thing for you to do is to stay in the present, focus in the present, and then look at that as your gift, which is why they call it the present.
I definitely feel like you could get out of it yourself. Amy, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, they're saying take your lumps, but you will be assisted too. So through this new system, I feel like there's going to be a lot of debt forgiveness. And I definitely think that it's going to help you in one of the major things that you have debt with, which I think could be schooling or something like that. But yeah, it's even I was like in consumer credit counseling when I was, a bit ago, a little while ago. And I climbed out of it. And I learned how to deal with money differently. And I looked how to have an abundant mindset, how to use affirmations such as, I feel like I've won the lottery in every area of my life. I feel like the most blessed woman in the world. Things like that, and really believing it and anchoring that energy in can turn that situation around so fast. Or thank you so much for all the incredible options. I'm just so blessed with so many amazing opportunities being offered to me. Things like that.
Absolutely.
Right on.
Things can turn around very, very quickly, much faster energetically than any kind of laborious, hardworking efforts toward it. But change the way that you're viewing money, change the way that you're looking at everything. And I do feel you'll have assistance with it. But they're also saying, accept the consequences for what you've done so that you can be that much prouder at the end when you've, overcome it.
You know what, Amy, you just hit on something, and I thought about it right when you said it. Like, I was like, oh, boink. Change your mindset about money. When you're in debt, here's what happens. Your mind is consumed with the debt. That's all you think about is the debt, the debt, the debt, the debt, the debt. So guess what the universe is bringing you? More of debt, 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 debt. So once you change your thinking, and what Amy is saying, I'm, abundant in all areas of my life. The universe provides abundance of money and income and ideas to help me flourish and blossom and prosper. That's all going to shift. When you're stuck in debt, your mind is obsessed with that debt, which is creating more debt. So the first thing you need to do is shift your mindset.
So everybody, if you like April and Amy's bouncing and behaving here, don't forget to visit our friends over at Hempworks, okay?
Well, what's interesting? I have curly hair.
And for your dogs too.
Yeah. I have curly hair, and Amy, you have the exact opposite. You have straight hair. And
I have curly hair.
Oh, you have curly hair?
Yeah, it's not as curly as yours. It doesn't keep its curl real well. It's more of a wavy thing. It's like in between.
Yeah, and it works on both.
Listen, everybody, we're going to get booking here in a minute, but I do invite you to go ahead and visit our instructor of the day, our teacher of teachers, Amy Satori at amysatori.com. Amy, thank you very much for being here with us and help guiding us through this process. We hope everybody that this gives you the courage to be able to start to try and trust your intuition, and don't worry about if you're right or wrong. You got Amy. If you're right or wrong, you got people out there that'll help you. So just start getting it out there. Trust your intuition. If you think it, say it. If you think it, say it. I think I always live by those. I really hope this brings you a lot of peace. I mean, we're always really great to have you here. Great having them. This is a great learning experience for us too. Amy, now before you love and leave us, when you're generally done with, let's say, a session, like what we kind of did, like somewhat of a session here today, is there anything you do to close out, to unravel or just disconnect that energy that you would recommend?
Yeah, it's kind of a qigong move, and I only do it if I feel like there's kind of icky energy from whatever I did. Which this is a bigger audience, so yeah, I'll probably do it after this. I just imagine my body almost like. Do you remember the Terminator when they had that invisible thing that was running and you could see where it was, but it was like I imagine my body invisible, and this is when I work on people how I do that too. I look at the body as invisible, and then I might look for anything in my field that looks dark or icky or gross or like tar or anything like that. And I just scrape it off. I just take it off and I clear it. I might do a light language blessing to just completely clear my energy field. I might smudge my home, depending on what it feels like in the moment that I need to do. Or I might just start singing and humming and toning and skipping and
That's
whatever.
really good. Yeah. So we just have to skip and hum and
humor is everything too. So maybe you might just laugh and let it off or let it out, or
Right on. Cool.
Nice.
Thank you, Amy, for being here with us. Really was great. And again, I hope everybody, you're getting a lot out of this. We had a great show that we just interviewed Mark Atwood. You're gonna love that. So that'll be coming out here
over the
real
weekend
soon. We're actually being interviewed next, which is going to be a turn of events. So that'll actually come up happening soon there. But again, thank you very much. And next week, tune in with us. And remember, again, if you need a mind, body, spirit reset, again, we really want to help you get through this, because we believe that the more that we are collectively at that vibration together, the faster these things like we're talking about, the financial resets, the jubilees, the Medbeds, all that becomes more of a reality if we can all get there together. And so there you go. Thank you very much.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Amy. And thank you, everyone. Together, we will turn the universal key to global harmony and create a unified world. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And remember, tune in often, tell all your friends, and most importantly, may all your dreams come true. Many blessings.
Amy, thank you very much.
Yay, you're welcome. Maybe